All
Okay.
right, all right. Hello, team.
Yes, I'm just gonna hand the mic over to Liesbeth. If you guys don't know Liesbeth is I've known her for a very long time. And she has gotten really good at mindset and really like being in control of the thoughts that she lets come into her head. And what I've learned from her is that it is something that you can have control over. And she always seems to know what to say and the right way to say it just when you need to hear it. So I asked her to speak tonight about mindset after last week's team call. And well, actually, I wanted her to speak last week, but she was, of course, off having an adventure because that's what she does. She's the adventure queen. But I am excited for you guys to hear her heart tonight. And if you want to stay on after she's done, I'll just be on working and prepping for the extravaganza. So take it away, Lisbeth.
All right, all right. So the first thing that we are going to do is like be comfortable in your chair, have your feet on the ground, and I'm just going to ask you to close your eyes, and we're just going to center. So once your eyes are closed, bring your attention to your breath and just take a couple of slow, deeper breaths. Just feel the oxygen go into every part of your body. And next breath in, imagine bringing in some more energy into your body. And as you breathe out, letting go of whatever energy is not yours. Our days are crazy and nonstop. So just sit here in this moment and be here now. If your brain starts to think about your to do list or what you need to do, just quietly bring it right back to your breath. And I want you to move from the present to the past. I want you to go back to before you joined Shackley. And if you were with Body, I want you to go back before you joined Body. And I want you to connect with that person who was seriously struggling. Because I know you all have that person in you. Remember what felt so hard, that feeling that you like didn't even know where to go. Like, it's just like, this is it. It was hard to motivate yourself even to get up and take a shower. Maybe you felt alone. Maybe you had little kids that were like looking up to you and you felt like you couldn't even be a mom to them. Just hold that person. Compare who you were then to who you are now. And just take a moment to be grateful for everything that that person taught you, everything, every lesson that she led you to. Because now you're strong. Now you're helping other women who are feeling that lost. And in that gratitude for your strength, take another deep breath in and blow it out. And then open your eyes. Sometimes, what was that? 5 minutes max, right? And it's so powerful to connect to your why. Because we are not in this just to make some money. I know that. I know none of you are in there just for that. You're in this because you had problems that you solved with either maybe for a lot of us, the journey started with body, right? And we were figuring out how to take care of ourselves because we totally abandoned ourselves. And it's just continuing with Shackley. And so when you get someone who comes at you, you got to connect back to who you were and think you came at some people. I bet you came at some people when you were that person, right? And it had nothing to do with them and everything to do with you and what you were going through. All right. So I want to talk about something that's not talked a lot about in hustle culture, and that is being in the flow and the trust of the power of the flow. Because I think we often can feel like if we can just control everything, then we'll have success in our business. And I just don't think that's effective. So the visual that I like to use is of a closed fist. When you're like this, when you're holding on, you're grabbing on, and you're controlling everything, there's not much you can hold in there. But when your hands are like this and you're open to creative possibilities, you're open to things that you can't even imagine, you can hold so much more. So you gotta get good at catching yourself when you're doing those things that you do when you are getting more uh, closed, closed up and controlling. And think of a river, like a river's always flowing. And if you try to swim upstream, it is really hard. But if you just turn around and you let go, you're going to flow with the river. There is like this energy in the world that is flowing. And sometimes, and I bet you've all had those moments where you felt like you were in it. You're in that river and you are going and you're having those synchronicities. And like suddenly the first person that pops up in your Facebook feed, like you're like, oh, let me message them. And you message that person and it leads to a great conversation. And like you get closer or like they had a problem that you didn't even know they had and you're helping them, right? Those moments are when we're in flow. And if you trust that that is going to happen, you can do a lot more of letting go. And so you want to catch yourself. And we're going to dip out of alignment. And when you drop out of the energy flow, it's like you're going upstream. It's like everything goes wrong. You're like, God, it's one thing after another, right? Like, why is everything happening to me? We've all been in that state too, right? And so the best way when you like find yourself out of alignment and out of that state is to do a centering thing. Connect back to who you were and like connect to whoever it is that you believe is for that energy. Some people it's God and the church, right? And some people it's the Buddha. Some people it's your ancestors. Some people it doesn't matter. It's an energy. It's all the same energy. And if you can connect to that and be in the flow, then things are going to go easier and you're going to see more. You're going to see the opportunities you didn't see before. So one thing I like to do is say, especially especially when I catch myself controlling, I'm like, oh, okay, universe, I surrender this over. I surrender the outcome of this situation. I'm going to show up. Surrendering doesn't mean you like sit back and be like, all right, I'm just going to float down this river and hope I run into people that I really need to connect with. It's not like that. Like it's this mindset of like trusting that if you say, universe, I want you to use me, I am open to creative possibilities, then the universe is going to then put the people in your path, right? So you're showing up, you're getting on your stories, you're sharing posts, you're learning new things and then sharing those new things. You're joining a new club. You're, like saying, "Hey, I'm open to creative possibilities." And then when you see them, you're taking them. So you're taking actions, but it's in a way of like, I'm the vessel. I've learned a lot in my life and it came from hard shit. And now I have a lot to offer. So put those people in my path who need to hear what I have to say. And that's when we find our niche and that's when we find, and it changes. I mean, we've all seen it in Cassie, right? Like at first, her message was really more towards people trying to get through addiction and that story. And now it's more like people working with breastfeeding and being a new mom and what that's like. And so that's going to happen, but we have to be open to it. And so the other thing I like to say is this or something better. So you describe, hey, this is what my goal is for this business. This is what I'm envisioning it to be. You're using your powers of manifestation and visualizing it, but then you always end with this or something better, because that gets you out of this is the only thing that is going to be success for me, and this is the only way I can get there. Well, it's a lot easier to get disappointed if that's the case. But if you say, hey, I want this or something better, usually something better comes because it's only so much that we can envision. There's so much more beyond that, bigger for our lives. We can't even dream as big as what could be. So we want to keep it open. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about was, if you haven't heard of IFS, Internal Family Systems Therapy, I highly recommend checking it out. So Gabrielle Bernstein wrote her last book called Self-Help, that basically takes this system and puts it in a way that you can like apply it to your own life. But once you apply it to your own life, you start to see it in everyone. And then when that person's coming at you, instead of being like your ego getting poked and you being like, whoa, they coming at me, instead you're like, oh, one of their childhood protector selves just jumped in. And then you see this childhood protector self coming at you and you're like, oh, okay, right? You like have a softening for them. And then we can respond in like a soft, loving way. Even if they can't take it, that mirror back, if we can stay in our regulated self, that energy that helps people co-regulate, that helps them come back, right? And then you actually have like a possible future. It might not be right then. We've all had stories where it's like we just responded in a loving way and then it circles back later and they're like, hey, I'm sorry I came at you like that. But or it might be in the moment. You never know, right? Especially if you have kids, really, really, really helpful to have IFS. And then for yourself in a partnership to realize, ooh, our like childhood triggered selves are interacting right now. We need to like step back, get regulated, and then continue this conversation. So that's what I have for you. And it was kind of like a little bit all over the place, but those were like my top things that helped me stay like in the right mindset to work this business and to realize like what I really am doing when I work this business. Does anyone have any questions about any of that?
Do you have like go-to podcasts, or I know you said Gabby Bernstein. Um, are there like any s- any particular episodes for mindset that you'd recommend for people who like really your talk tonight really landed for? I know I'm one of them.
Well, I mean, you could listen to my podcast.
Oh yeah, I didn't even say that. Liesbeth has her own podcast, you guys. Please tune in because she is
I haven't
amazing.
done an episode really recently, and my most recent ones are very perimenopause focused because that is what is going on with me. But
Hmm.
all of my basic mindset stuff that really helped me as I was learning and growing is all there in like a library. So self-compassion, loving kindness, like all of those sorts of things.
Can you put that
Being
in
the
our
CEO
team
of your own life.
page?
Yeah.
Can you put like your library in there? Okay, because then we can just
Yep.
pin that as like a file and people can go pull from it.
Yeah. And then I think if you say, like we said, I am open to creative possibilities, universe, like you're going to have someone send you a podcast that's going to be the right thing. Like the universe is going to be like, oh, okay, you open for it? Because we can only get help if we ask for it because of free choice. Humans have free choice. So you have to ask for it. You have to say, I am open to guidance. Thank you. And then who you're going to like, it's crazy the ways that things come at you.
Be ready for it to happen too. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the biggest thing that I've learned through this. I'm big with like Gabby Bernstein and like all the things as well. So, love this. If you want it and you ask for it, don't be surprised when it happens, and you have to lean into it.
I have a friend who is probably the most powerful manifester I've ever met. Like they get the craziest synchronicities. But what happens is like these big things come at them and then they like freak out and push them away. And it's like, no, like the universe is handing this to you.
So what would you say to the people who feel like, and I guess you did kind of say it already. I was really tuned in and listening. You said when life just feels like it's just like one punch after another, you just kind of turn around and like I was imagining my body like floating down a stream. Like just you turn around and instead of like swimming against it, you just kind of
Yeah,
go.
surrender. Gabby says,
Mhm.
if you think you've surrendered, surrender more. Yeah. It's really about like realizing, oh, I'm trying to control this because that's where the pain comes. When you're trying to control something you can't control. And the biggest way to get your mood up, because if the higher your energy is in your mood, the more you're in that flow, is
Mhm.
gratitude. And so if you don't have a daily gratitude practice, start it. Like pair it with your toothbrushing if you need to. Like every brush, you're like, I'm grateful for my mama, my daddy, and the babies I have in my house. Like you just gotta think about the day before and think, okay, what happened yesterday that I'm grateful for? Because then that shifts your brain. Yeah. And just know, like self-compassion, like, whoa, okay, I'm in one of those places where everything is coming at me and this feels really hard and I'm doing a great job. Right? Like you have to like build yourself up and be like, I can handle this. Man, I've handled way worse than this.
Mhm.
Because you've survived every one of your worst days.
I
But
remember
we
hearing,
are here to help.
yeah.
What
I
do you
was gonna
remember?
say, I remember you or Carrie on one of our old calls talking about how gratitude and like true gratitude, like truly unlocking that gratitude piece and anger can't like live at the same address, or it's very difficult for them to coexist. I
Brendan
think.
Burchard says that a lot.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the fastest routes back up. And sometimes it doesn't have to be like I'm grateful for this really shitty hard situation that's coming at me. You could get there, but it doesn't have to start with that. It could just be like I have a house. I have water to drink. I have something to eat. Like don't push it. Just feel what you can feel and allow and surrender and say I'm open for guidance. Please give me guidance. And then it's going to be some podcast that pops up, some friend that reaches out, and then it's going to like shift something, and then you're going to like be on fire again.
can I put you on the spot and ask you, how do you use this mindset shift? How do you use this mindset practice in business? Like, I know how you, like, I can see clearly how you use it in your personal day-to-day life, but how do you apply it to your business with Shackley? How do you apply it to what you do in your day-to-day work?
I, when I sit down to work, I legit say, okay, universe, who is it that I need to talk to? And I take very seriously the first post that is shown to me on Facebook, like on my feed. And I click on it and I kind of look in, okay, what's going on with their life, or I send them a message. I interact with that first one in my feed. I don't often scroll down feeds because there's so much advertisements now, but I definitely take that first one as like a message to me. And then anytime it's like something like that, the algorithm shows me something, I usually follow that stream. I also use it because I used to do the cycle of like work really hard and then you don't hit your goals at the end of the month and then you're like so down and you're like oh and like I would be like I'm not meant to do this, I can't close conversations, like blah blah blah. I'd get in my head and then Carrie'd have to call me and be like how are you doing, and then we'd like talk it out, right? And I that was terrible. So now I like at the beginning of the month I say okay, what is it that you want to accomplish, like how many lives you want to help this month, and like you have to show up now because your future self is going to want you showing up now, and just like a lot of self talk like that. But then if I get to the end of the month and it doesn't happen, I just think, okay, well, what did I accomplish, right? Because you don't make it towards your goal and not have accomplished anything. That's like not possible. So you have to recognize, oh yeah, I interacted with this person. Oh, I helped this person settle this. Oh my God, the story that my coworker told me about how he is reacting to the biocell, like that, this is incredible. Like I have made a huge difference. Even if I just made that one difference, it would make my work worth it, right? So it's a lot of like reframing how you look at what happened in the month.
I love that. Because you were just going for a huge goal and you hit it this past month, but there were months leading up where you said, I want this goal and I'm going to go for it. And you didn't hit it. And so I think you're right. Like you didn't work towards your goal without achieving anything. Every month you got closer and closer and closer.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, I can see how this builds. I can see how the energy builds. I can see how the momentum builds month after month when you keep showing up. And I love that. That's like exactly what you were talking about. Anyone have any questions or anything they want to share, or did this hit home for you guys? Because it sure hit home for me. I see heads nodding. Yeah, it sure hit home for me.
And that part that comes in at the end of the month and is like, you know, is talking to you about like, oh, maybe you probably can't do this or whatever. It's just trying to protect you. So when that voice comes in, you talk to her. That's how you use IFS. You say, wow, I noticed that you're really trying to protect me, but I promise you I'm okay. I got this. I know I didn't reach it, but I'm going to. I sure as hell am going to. We got this. You can relax, right? We can talk to those parts. Our capital S self is the one that needs to
Mhm.
take back over the wheel.
Yeah, I haven't gotten too much into like the internal family systems, but my therapist talks to me about it sometimes. And she'll be like, "Oh, that's your manager coming out," or "Oh, that's your protector, that's your
Yep.
firefighter." And it's like, "Oh, what's this person's role?" It's like they like, "Oh, they're your like when you're the big bad protector for everyone else and then you don't have it like your little part comes out and is like, ugh. But it's like the same thing that's like no, you didn't fail. You're just not meant for this. This just isn't your path. You're just not good enough at this. Like, it's fine. It was never meant for you. And then you're like, wait, I'm confused. Like, I can totally see how it could be a confusing process too, like with this business, to just be like, nope, I'm good. I got this.
Okay, I see you. Thank you. You can even talk to your anxiety. Like, I see you, anxiety, but we're okay. Yeah. And just no, there are no bad parts, right? I mean, when I first started hearing about IFS was when she was talking about when she was an addict and she talks to her addict self. That self was just trying to protect her from some
Oh,
serious
yeah.
pains that were hidden deep. It's beautiful stuff. I use it with my students.
Yes.
They don't know I do, but I do.
We need more of this. We need more of this vibe. I love it. And I love that you keep it so simple. Like, who needs my help today?
Mm-hmm.
Who needs my help today? Because that is like genuinely what we're doing here. Like we all have these big goals and big dreams and we want these things to happen, but it's like that's how simple this business is who can I help today? Who needs my help today?
Yep.
I love
What's
that.
another creative way I can reach new people?
Mm,
Because they're out there, they're waiting for you. That's your soul contract. You're meant to interact with.
dang. She hits you right where you need to hear it. I'm telling you. Oh, I know. Bawling 1 minute in. Hmm. Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you, Lisbeth. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Anyone else got something they want to say or this felt like a very healing call for me tonight. Needed it.
All right. Should we find the people we need to help?
We should. We should. I'm going to put myself on mute. But just so everyone knows, I think we're all kind of split up for the extravaganza. Some people are doing their own thing, some people are partnering with others. No matter how you do it, there's no wrong way. But just know you always have a place. So if you need to partner with somebody, just reach out. My inbox is open. Um, and if anyone has any questions, you can drop them in the chat. You can shoot me a DM. I'll be working. Um, what else was I going to say? Oh, so that $13 for the extravaganza to pay, that is so that you can invite anyone that you want for free. Your friends, your family, it doesn't matter. And then you can use that as a way to like talk to people about the event. I've paid the ticket in, so now you don't have to. And because I paid it, you can win any of the luxury prizes that are going to be featured on the show. So it's kind of a way to say, like, I've already paid for your spot and will you come be my guest? So it's kind of a cool thing because that is genuinely what your money is for the luxury prizes. Um, but yeah, so we can get to work. And thank you so much, Lisbeth. That was wonderful.
Don't forget to stop the recording.
Yeah, I'm trying to find why my mouse has disappeared. There we go. Okay.